Welcome to California Bountiful. I'm your host, Aubrey Aquino, and we are in Mariposa, California. Founded in 1850, this was one of the original 27 counties and covered 1/5 of the state. And speaking of history, did you know about California's wild horses? We traveled to El Tourist to find out how it's tied into ag.
The horses here in Modoc County come from kind of two different backgrounds in terms of history. So we've got horses here from the US Cavalry, but also from agriculture in this region. And so you'll find a lot of draft horse blood in the horses we have here. And during the mechanization of farming, people didn't need, their 12 or 20 horses to plow the land. And so those horses ended up, being let free in some cases or not gathered from the Devil's Garden where they were grazing during the summer. And so agriculture played a large role in allowing these horses to be here in the first place. The horses here have a little more than 100-year history.
Laura Snell is with the University of California Cooperative Extension, and in her role, she conducts research and outreach for both ranchers and the community, and much of that work deals directly with wild horses.
We are just outside of El Tourist, California, and El Tourist is up in Modoc County, which is the northeast corner of California. We're about 60 miles south of the Oregon border and about 30 miles west of Nevada. This area of California has the Devil's Garden Plateau, which is a large lava flow. It's about 5,000 feet elevation, and there are wild horses that live there that are managed by the U.S. Forest Service. When I moved here about 8 years ago, there were almost 4,000 wild horses here in Modoc County, so quite a few, and that's about 20 times more than what the appropriate management level was. Now there's somewhere between 12 or 1,400, and so we're making some strides in managing that herd and helping to create balance between the wild horses and the native habitat and the native ecosystem.
The Devil's Garden consists of 500,000 acres of rolling and rough terrain filled with lava rocks and brush. It's the largest wild horse territory managed by the U.S. Forest Service in size and population.
And now we're using agriculture to help manage that population. These were working horses, and we like to see them go back and be working horses again. A lot of times they're very food driven as well, and so training them like you train any horse. Domestic horses aren't always easy to train either. And so, there are opportunities to take home wild horses and use them for a variety of things, from riding to working on a ranch to we have horses that are pack stock for different groups that go into help firefighting in the wilderness and things like that.
And that's when a new idea was born, a way to find more homes for the wild Mustangs while also giving kids the opportunity to adopt and train them.
And so the Colt Challenge really grew out of a partnership and an idea to get 4-H and FFA youth to train yearling wild horses and to then use them or to sell them to ranches so that they could go back and be working horses.
Adelia Martinez is a Surprise Valley teen, a 5th-generation rancher and an original participant of the program.
Well, I first got Boone in 2020 from the Devil's Garden. And he's pretty goofy. He likes to lick me sometimes and he just follows me around. And he's really nice and gentle. It gets you sore a lot riding colts and because it takes so much strength. My dad's been training horses his whole life, so he helped me a lot with it. And first we started halter breaking him and he showed me how to do everything. How to just dinner him down, just make him comfortable, pet him every day. And then we got a saddle pad and started throwing it on there, flagging him all the time.
The Colt Challenge consists of a 6-month training period with check-in challenges and culminates in a live horse show.
I think it's really cool to see his progress throughout all the years, how I couldn't even touch him at first, and now he just runs right up to me and just likes to be around me and humans in general, and that he can actually go brand calves and go work out on the desert with us and do things on the ranch.
I'm super proud of her. She's done a great job and made a nice little pony for her first time. Boone's a big help, to the operation. We can take him out on the desert and he's got good hard feet, and he thinks a badger hole or a rocks good footing, so it gets across the range pretty good and pulls some big calves to the fire, so that's all a big help.
A true learning experience for all involved.
Activities like this outside of school that teach, responsibility, but also patience. The training is in small pieces. Some days you're gonna make a lot of progress, and some days you're not gonna make any progress. And so these skills and the ability to have a relationship with a horse, but then also these relationships with parents and mentors, it's been really rewarding.
Plus, a way to help manage their population.
There is a beauty about the wild horses, and I think that's something too that we're trying to reach that balance in the land, the ecosystem, the horses, trying to put them in good homes and have them used on farms and ranches and things like that. But we also love seeing them out there as well. And so, there's no want to get rid of them completely by any means. I'm still in awe every time we go up and see them.
Coming up, from ciders to wines and everything in between, agritourism is a thing and we get a first-hand taste. Plus, no clams about it. This corn chowder is making a mark in the city by the bay. California Bountiful is brought to you by the California Farm Bureau.
We need someone to be there, knowing they'll always care. Someone who lights your way each and every day. Doing what you love is everything, so we can celebrate the joy it brings. There's so much to protect in our lives. That's why Nationwide is on your side.
Reno, Nevada, the biggest little city in the world. Join us this December for the California Farm Bureau annual meeting and YF&R State Conference at the Grand Sierra Resort. Shop our California marketplace. Attend engaging workshops, plus fun activities along with everything the Grand Sierra Resort Casino has to offer. Vision, action, results. Be there. Meet us in Reno this December. To register and get all the event details, visit cfbf.com today. Welcome back. If you like corn and you enjoy chowder, it's the perfect pairing. And Chef Tyler Florence is bringing out all the deliciousness. All right, so we're here in San Francisco at Miller Lux with Chef Tyler Florence. Is this where the magic happens?
This is where the absolute magic happens. It's so good to be with the Aubrey and so good to be with everybody watching today. We are thrilled to be here in California celebrating the bounty of California produce. We're going to show you how we put together our Brentwood late summer corn chowder. We're going to puree the soup and put that together, and then I'm going to show you how to plate up one of our dishes.
Okay, sounds good.
Sounds fun?
Let's do it.
So you're going to be my sous chef today?
Yes.
All right, we're going to do this. What we have here is our setup. This is a high-speed blender. So this is going to create like the velvety texture for our soup itself, which is really important. This is a real big valuable tool in the kitchen that I think sort of extracts the soul out of produce. You really kind of taste like the velvety, it's like inside flavor profile if you can get it as smooth as possible. So that's what we're going to do today. So
sounds good.
I love it. Okay, so we're going to start off with here soup. This is our soup here.
Oh, we got the soup.
Yeah, soup is simmered, but let me show you what's on the inside of here, right? Can you smell that?
Yes, it already smells so delicious.
So
Look at
tell me what you smell.
I can smell the corn.
Yeah. Okay, we got celery, we got like a little sachet bag of herbs, and then we also take it one step further. We actually make a stock out of the cobs of corn. So we roast it, we roast the corn whole, take the kernels off the cob, and then because all that, there's culinary value in everything. So we don't want to throw anything away. So we actually take the silks, the husks, and the cobs, and we simmer that with a little bit of onion, a little bit of fresh thyme, a little bit of celery, and make a really fabulous corn stock. So we're going to take this, okay, boom, take the top of our blender off, right? And then we're just going to take our soup, And again, beautiful fresh corn, celery, okay? A little bit of potato for a thickening agent. So this is made with no cream.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, nothing in the way to really kind of get the flavor profile. It's just pure, gorgeous vegetables.
Oh my goodness.
Isn't that pretty?
Yes. You just know this is gonna taste good from the way it smells.
And this hasn't been seasoned yet, so this is just pure, unadulterated, gorgeous farm flavors, and especially in the late summer, because you know we get corn until October, and it really starts to hit its pinnacle, I think, in flavor profile from late August all the way up to September. So you just get this like really kind of gorgeous natural element that I think tastes so great. We make pasta sauce out of corn puree. We make pasta filling out of corn puree for our corn agnolotti. So it's kind of one of our staple ingredients that we just love to use, especially this time of year. See how thick this gets? All right, perfect. Okay, so now I want you to try this, and the reason we're kind of taking this like from scratch, because I want us to show how simple our food is for sure, but then when you taste it, I want you to taste how pure and clean the flavor profiles. And again, there's no salt in this yet, but to me, that as we cook, we like to taste the base flavor first.
Here we go.
Right? There's no salt in this yet. That's just pure corn, pure California flavor.
It's already, this
gorgeous.
Just blended beautifully.
Gorgeous, right? So to me, those are the things, I'm getting goosebumps even talking about it, because because the high-speed blender will extract the soul out of really gorgeous produce.
I'm tasting the soul.
Yeah, we're just gonna hit it with a little bit of salt on top, really kind of highlight some of those flavors, right? A little splash of lemon juice, and that's it. Salt and lemon, because we don't want anything to really kind of get in the way of the flavor, okay? Put it on one more time, and blend it down, and then we'll kind of get to the final presentation with all the wonderful ingredients. All right, perfect. Now, Aubrey, try this one more time.
Okay.
All right, so we just simply hit it with a little bit of salt, a little bit of lemon juice, enough to kind of brighten the fresh flavors, give a little bit of like salinity to it, really kind of pop the natural flavors, make the corn have a more of a, isn't that gorgeous?
Even better.
Isn't that amazing? So it's just so simple and so beautiful, and literally we'll make this. So I'm gonna pour the soup right into this, our table side carafe here. So now let's put together the rest of the flavor profile for the soup itself. So this is what we do with the corn first. So we take the corn off the cob, all right, after we char it, okay? So again, nice smoky flavor. We're a steakhouse, so we like some of those kind of big, bold flavors. So I'm gonna add a little bit here, right? Nice, tender, concentrated flavor profile. All right, then we're also gonna add fava beans.
Ooh,
okay?
I like fava beans.
Yeah, me too. Fava beans are great. So those are like blanched and shucked, okay? And then we're gonna add, because this is like really kind of a nice succotash, we're gonna add a few different flavors here, right? This is a roasted red pepper that's been like nicely kind of pulsed down. And we kind of roast them with the skins on, and then we chop everything up, okay?
Very good.
All right, so then we're gonna add red pepper and we're also gonna add green pepper, all right? So one's gonna add sugar, one's gonna add a nice vegetative note, okay? And then we're gonna pull all these together with a bacon jam.
Bacon jam?
Yep, exactly. So then we're gonna give this a stir. And this is gonna be the base for our succotash. So we start to kind of warm this up. So then we're gonna take our succotash, and that's gonna go down into the bottom of our bowl. And we're just gonna make sure we kind of go end to end with this. We'll leave a little bit of room on the side because we're gonna pour our soup table side, but we're gonna do it right here in the kitchen. This is chantilly cream made with sun-dried tomatoes.
That looks exquisite.
Isn't that pretty? This is jalapeno that we minced, took the seeds out, and then we candied. So you're gonna get the sweet and the heat all at the same time. That's one more little pop in this. So the other two peppers that we have there, the green and the red, are sugar, but it's not spice. So one little sweet spice right there at the very end. This is what it looks like when it comes to the table. Our beautiful Brentwood corn chowder.
Here we go. Oh, chef. Oh my gosh,
You're
that
welcome.
is delicious. Wow, I'm a lucky girl. That's really good.
We're thrilled to be here, and we're thrilled to have you in the kitchen.
Yeah, this was
And
fun.
get a chance to showcase some of our.
I'll come back anytime. Still to come, we're taking you on a tasty food tour in the capital city. But first, it's all agave. Learn about ancient underground roasting practices.
start the day. Out the door, you're on your way. All the places you wanna go. Maybe you should take it slow. There's so much to care for in your life. That's why Nationwide is on your side.
The California Farm Bureau has protected the diverse agricultural interests in the Golden State for over a century. As part of the California Farm Bureau, you'll add your voice to the combined strength of over 34,000 farmers, ranchers, and families through our state. That means more connections, more influence, and more opportunity to fight for the issues that impact your life. With your support behind us, California Farm Bureau's robust government affairs, federal policy and farm pact, and legal teams work tirelessly to advocate at all levels of government, protecting and promoting our shared way of life. Together, California Farm Bureau and our members are standing up for farmers, ranchers, and families throughout the Golden State every day, working to cultivate a bountiful future for all Californians.
It's a bird. It's a plane. Nope, it's agave. And the San Diego Botanic Garden gives us a lesson in the ancient practice of roasting it.
One of my favorite food plants isn't commonly thought of as a food plant for many people, and it is a roasted agave heart. So agave are the plants to my right here. They're amazing, they're diverse, they grow all over in the Southwest and even into higher elevations, and they've been used as a food plant wherever agaves are grown. They are roasted at the time when they are just ending their life. So right at the end of their life, they put all of their energy into the core of their growth, and instead of putting out new leaves, they put out a flower stalk, which you can see behind me here. And these things are beautiful and massive. They can be all the way up to 35 feet tall, and that takes a ton of energy from the plant. So we harvest them before that energy is put into a flower stalk, and then the leaves are removed. That core is then roasted in a pit or underground for 3 days, so it's a very intensive process, and the resulting food is incredible. It's smoky, every species has its own flavor nuance, and it's sweet and spicy. It's incredible. If you ever have the opportunity to try this as a food plant, I highly recommend it. But agave are very well suited to grow in our climate here. They're beautiful landscape plants. They're very artistic and structural and just incredible plants that are drought tolerant and can lend a lot to your landscape. Some reservations and cultural centers have open agave roasting and ceremonies that they welcome the public to visit and join. There are a few times when I found it at select markets, and so just keep your eyes peeled for it. It's a really amazing plant with an incredible history. Agave in general, as you're probably most familiar, is used for tequila and mezcal production, also pulque, and food plants goes way back and is still used today ceremonially and traditionally, but it is, of course, not that easy to produce en masse because you have to wait until it's at the end of its life cycle. 3 days underground with a fire does not make the most sense to be producing in mass scale, but it is really amazing if you ever have the opportunity to try it out.
You know what else I enjoy that gets roasted? Brussels sprouts. Why? Because they're good for you.
Hi, my name is Tawny. I am a registered dietitian, cookbook author, and owner of the popular food blog Kroll's Corner. Today we are talking all about Brussels sprouts. In the past, Brussels sprouts didn't get the positive attention they deserve, but that has finally changed, and now you see them on fancy restaurant menus and food blogs everywhere. They have become a desirable veggie, and California produces more Brussels than any other state. These popular mini cabbages are a nutrient-rich cruciferous veggie. They're a good source of fiber and potassium and an excellent source of vitamins A, C, K, and folate. Brussels sprouts are found in the grocery store year-round and are so versatile you can roast, saute, steam, or shred them to enjoy in salads. But pro tip, steer clear of boiling them because they lose most of their vitamin C in the process. Since vitamin C is water soluble, it seeps into the water when cooking. To make Brussels sprouts an easy addition to your diet, visit CrollsCorner.com and try my honey balsamic Brussels sprouts, shaved Brussels sprout salad, or my roasted Brussels sprouts with butternut squash.
Next up, we're going on a tour to get a taste of the Delta. You're watching California Bountiful.
Sometimes we lose, sometimes we win. Sometimes we try to fit it all in. Sometimes we don't know what's in store. Sometimes we find what we're looking for. Sometimes we're rolling easy and free. Sometimes 1 and 1 makes 3. So much to love along this ride. That's why Nationwide is on your side.
Are you looking to uncover more of the bounty of California's rich, diverse, and delicious food and wine scene? Then it's time to get social with us. Find even more great content from farm to fork and everything in between, like recipes, behind the scenes, on food and wine tours, plus useful info on what's good for you and so much more. Join an engaging community of like-minded foodies and tell us what great story ideas you have for us too. So what are you waiting for? Get in on the conversation now. Find, follow, and talk to us on social at CA Bountiful.
You love your pet and would do pretty much anything for them. But sometimes pet healthcare costs can make your wallet growl. That's why we created My Pet Protection, pet insurance designed exclusively for employees like you. Get reimbursed for eligible veterinary expenses. Enjoy extra perks like Vet Helpline, Pet RX Express, and more. Use any vet anywhere. Signing up is easy. Just tell us about your pet and choose your level of reimbursement. My Pet Protection is available only through your employer. Get a no-obligation quote today.
Welcome back. Known as the heart of California, there's much to explore and discover along the California Delta, including tasty tour stops with Sactown Bites.
I'm a food tour operator. I have walking food tours in Sacramento and Midtown and Old Sac. I have a mural tour, and then I have these excursions that are about a half day, and we do all kinds of things like farm visits and olive oil tasting, wine tasting, behind the scenes tours. They're a lot of fun.
Sactown Bites is giving its guests a taste of the capital city and beyond through food tours showcasing the diverse flavors the Sacramento region has to offer.
Food tours are so popular, and once you've done one, you become pretty obsessed with them and you want to do them everywhere you go, wherever you travel, because it's a really great way to get to know a city or a town in a couple of hours. On the walking tours, we stop at 4 or 5 restaurants, so you're really getting kind of a good lay of the land. I think the more you understand where your food comes from, the more you appreciate it. And so when you're buying produce and really paying attention to where it comes from and how it was grown, you're gonna, appreciate that more, and it's gonna taste better, and it carries all the way through to the plate. And it starts with the farmers.
Wanderlusts have a variety of excursions to pick from, like walking tours in Midtown or historic Old Sacramento. Even a downtown mural and art walk capped off with a sweet treat.
Most of my tours are year-round. My walking tours, you can book almost every day of the week. Some of my farm tours change with the season, like my Cape tour. We don't operate it between July and the middle of September because it's just too hot. It's very, very hot in Cape Valley at that time, and not so pleasant to be walking around a farm.
And speaking of farms, that piqued our interest, so we set out for a taste of the Delta.
We are on the beautiful property of Hemley Cider in Cortland, California, right smack in the middle of the Delta. And it's a cidery, and so we're here to taste some cider and go on a little tasting tour of the area. Hemley Cider is really the anchor of this tour for me. We're on a property that is owned by a 6th generation pear growing family. We're in the largest concentrated pear growing region in the world. And Sarah Hemley, who married into the Hemley family, had the genius idea to start making cider out of pears, which turns out is actually pretty tricky to do, but she's super gifted, and the cider's delicious.
Elderberry, then you have pink lady apple, delta roots, and jalapeno pear.
It's really fun to bring people down here and let them kind of discover how beautiful it is. It's all along the Sacramento River, these tree-lined roads, and all these little hidden gems out here. And this is an absolutely beautiful place. It's like no other tasting room you will ever come across. It's built in an old airplane hangar. It's very casual. People bring their dogs and their kids, and they have cornhole games and croquet, and it's just a really fun way to spend some time. It builds community when you realize that this pear was hand-picked, it was hand-harvested, it was hand-packed, the trees have to be hand-pruned, and then the effort that goes into making the cider. I think it just brings you closer to the product that you're eating or drinking, and just makes you appreciate it more.
Every single tour that comes through here, we've had great conversations with like every single person, and they end up like not being sure about cider, and because most people aren't, and that's completely fair. And then by the end of the time, they're asking questions and they're engaged, and they're like, I've never had a negative experience with any of the people that have come out, and I think they're all so different and from unique backgrounds.
After guests get their fill of the cidery, it's off to a lunch and wine pairing at Julietta Winery in Clarksburg, before finishing off the tour at Silt Wine Company.
Enjoy. We are a really small family business. It's myself, my husband who does all of our CFO, CEO, he's the business aspect, my brother-in-law, they're identical twins. My brother-in-law is our winemaker. My sister-in-law does all weddings and events. My family's cousin is doing all the fulfillment in the area. It's a family sharing their heart and trying to have people come to a place they grew up and enjoy the wine. And so we are primarily growers first.
This is very clean, refined. All our wines are very fruit forward.
We sit them down. We always offer a welcome pour of sparkling. Our sparkling Chenin Blanc is a state vineyard grown, so it's right out back from us. Then we take them through 5 different wines paired with a plate of food that Heather has got from our stash and made a beautiful array of it, and we tell you what pairs well with what, and we kind of go from there.
It's an insightful journey into the terroir of the Delta region.
Having them experience the venue, having them experience the wine, and just having them understand that this is just their own adventure. So what pairs well with what is really up to them, and that's the fun experience of the wine tours.
Oftentimes I actually say goodbye to my guests at a certain point, and they stay and they have another glass of wine and they hang out. They kind of get hooked on the experience. I'm telling you, there is nothing better than showing up and having somebody make all the decisions for you. I've done all the planning, and all you have to do is just sit back and enjoy it and taste and eat and drink.
And that's going to do it for this show from Mariposa. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Aubrey Aquino. Join us again for more Bountiful stories. And until then, find us online at californiabountiful.com. Take care, and we'll see you next week.